Hi, I'm Stephen Berlin, and tonight I would like to talk about transcendent states of consciousness accessible through dreams. And that's something we obviously experience every night on this, our magic carpet, the bed. And by transcendent states of consciousness, I mean deeper and higher dimensions of experience. Now, mankind has devised all kinds of ways, some effective, to facilitate getting to these states of consciousness. Offhand, I'd say meditation, sensory deprivation, religious practices such as rhythmic chanting, hallucinogenic drugs, and then inadvertently sometimes a trauma like near-death experiences and psychosis even. Now, when I started putting transcendent dreams in my dream journal and became more and more aware of them, I realized I had to come up with some kind of criteria for what transcendence would be. And so I came up with the following, and for a dream to be transcendent, it pretty much, well, I can always add to this list, I suppose. I've come up with colors so vivid that they convey an enhanced spectrum, music that I hear that seems to be from octaves which exceed the capability of any human voice or instrument, emotions so intense that they cause for me what I can best describe as an orgasm of the heart. And then there's views of events in history that are kind of all-encompassing in their comprehension. And then last but not least is the exquisite light in which all form dissolves. And that light is almost always accompanied by a love, a sense, a wave, a pulse of love that is so immediate and penetrating that nothing else but that can abide at that moment. So anyway, now I've had a very high transcendent experience that I would stack right up there with Saul on the road to Damascus. And however, I'm not going to talk about that today because I want to start with two of my lesser dreams of transcendence because they convey the creativity of the dreaming mind in presenting things to us. And so I need to get to it because of time limitation. So I'm going to start with this dream. I was actually, in this particular lucid dream, I was like out for a lucid stroll, which is kind of unusual. I was just kind of like moseying in flight over hills. And all of a sudden, out of me burst, "I want to see God." I just blurted it out. I had no intention of saying it. It just came out. And as I was like recovering from, where'd that come from? I came up over a little hill, and there was a vast plain in front of me, just a big, vast, empty plain with one tree in the distance. And I was, struck by the singularity of just this one tree. So I, instinctively and naturally flew toward that. And it was a nice tree, majestic and wide trunk. What kind of tree? I like trees, but I don't know what kind of tree this was. But it was a beautiful tree and striking. And as I got to the tree, I was above it. Near the top, and I could see the tender, like spring-like branches, and there was like a breeze, and the branches were moving, and then they kind of quivered and opened up and formed a bowl, so to speak, and I lowered myself into this bowl kind of naturally, and the branches came up behind me and enclosed me in like a cocoon, and I was overcome by emotion. I think I wept. It was so intense. And it was an emotion of unconditional love. And knowing myself and the thoughts that have gone through this head of mine and everything, I was quite surprised to know or feel that I was unconditionally loved. And it felt really good. And I woke up feeling really good about that dream. Now the second dream is quite different. In this dream I was skydiving. Now skydiving is a dream sign for me. I went skydiving 4 times in about 1996, and I quit when I realized I was going to get myself killed. The falling part wasn't hard, but the technicalities of landing safely, I was a moron. So anyway, so skydiving is a dream sign for me, and I was skydiving, and I realized I must be dreaming, And when I became lucid, I could have, just stopped falling and, zoomed off, on my way to some other event in the dream. Or I could have pulled and had a dreamed parachute and seen what happened there. But I was, I guess, in a risky mood because I made the decision at that point to just keep falling and see what the impact was going to be like. And, dreams are so real, this kind of concerned me. And you have to get used to that if you're going to be a lucid dreamer. If you want to learn and have things unfold in your dream, you have to take risks. Because I'm sure the thought crossed my mind, you sure better hope you're dreaming. And so anyway, I didn't open my parachute, and I fell, and up came the big ball of dirt, and I was awaiting the impact, and I just kept falling. And I was falling into the earth. Now it got suddenly dark, and daylight was gone. I was in the earth and falling into the earth. Now, I didn't have much time to reflect on that there was no impact. I suddenly felt this presence of like evil increasing, this foreboding, unpleasant sense, and it got worse and more disgusting. It got so disgusting I could smell it, and it was awful, and I almost decided to wake up. I mean, I wanted to just wrench myself out of this and be safely back in bed. This was nightmarish evil. And yet, I decided, I've gone this far. I know where this is headed. I'm going to see the monarch of hell. I'm going to make the acquaintance of the Prince of Darkness. And as I said, I was very apprehensive about it, but I was going with it. I wasn't going to turn back now and wake up. So, anyway, cutting to the chase, I suddenly felt my fall stop. This blackness around me just kind of like condensed beneath me into this black, shimmering pool. And I looked into this pool, and I saw this countenance looking back. Well, now you know why I love dreams. I've thought about that dream as much as I've thought about my dreams of love. That was meaningful. So anyway, I'll have more dreams to share, completely different than these two. And so until then, you can look forward to dreams of transcendence and dreams of divine love. Although I kind of secretly hope that you all have at least one dream and meet your own Beelzebub.